control them,
Is it-
is if I can see them.
Yep.
So that means that,
Press got it.
so Justin, there's something maybe that needs to be done up there. Cause this
We'll
is
check it out
correct.
after this go off.
Yeah, post now.
All right, is the camera on? No.
No,
Yeah, put it on and I'm gonna make sure it's working. Just the camera. Yep, I see it. Okay, you can turn.
Because Justin wants to see whether
How's it gonna work
some
out?
people are not here, not hearing.
All right, 4 o'clock, let's go ahead and get the drainage committee meeting started. Let the record reflect that all members are present besides Mr. Mathern. Item number 1, request approval for drainage overage at 186 Valley Tranquil, $50, job number 930274. You got any report on it?
No, I don't have any report. He didn't give me anything.
I make a motion. to approve.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2,
So we're gonna table that one, Jamie.
okay. Table. Item number 3, request of approval to reappoint Michael Landry and Kevin Terrio to the Northwest Side LA 70 Gravity Drainage District number 9 for a 5-year term.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard. Second by Mr. Como, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
We call the 405 Finance Committee meeting to order. Let the record reflect that all are present except for Mr. Mathern and Mr. Johnson. First item, request approval to pay list of bills submitted through November 3rd, 2023. Motion by Mr. Nakam,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of third quarter review for the Chamber of Commerce.
We have been diligently working to improve our website and our Facebook page. We're going to be launching a new website soon that's been created by Lone Wolf Marketing. Our website will be more up to date and more user-friendly for the public to be able to navigate around. Our Facebook page that we had, we're still kind of using them both, actually. It was created years ago, and we have nobody here that can retrieve the password for us. We've contacted several old people. So right now, we created a new Facebook page, and we are in the process of phasing out the old one. Our old Facebook page had 1.7 thousand members following us. And our current one, we're only at 425. So we're still posting on both of them. That way we don't miss people, but we are trying to build up the new page. So we do have a lot of work still left to be able to get the follows onto the new page before we completely phase out the old Facebook page. We did our business spotlights. The recipients for August was Jamie Ponville Trucking. September was Regions Bank. October was AAR Electronics. and for the month of November is Danny's Cajun Catering. Throughout the month of September, several of our board members took turns going throughout the parish to the Assumption Parish Library branches for story time and read books to the children for story time. We recently hosted a fall food drive, and the chamber partnered with businesses that's members, and we started our collections on September 1st. Donations were picked up by the Greater Food Bank yesterday, and we just got the total, not shortly before the meeting started. Our total on what we raised was $1,156 in cash was donated, and we received 1,610 pounds of food. This totals to providing 143 meals to families in need. Oh, I'm sorry, 4,143 meals for those in need. Since our last presentation, we've had 4 new members join the chamber. We've had Lone Wolf Marketing, which is also he is on the board, Exxon Mobil, and they also added a board member to our board, Whitewater Contractors, and Blanchard's Cajun Cooking. We have confirmed our annual banquet date and a guest speaker. The banquet will be held on Thursday, February 22nd. The guest speaker will be the Cajun Ninja. Each year, we've come before the board and asked for a discount for the community center for our banquet. We've never received one yet, so we are asking again. As we will be paying our deposit this week on the hall, we're asking in advance if we could potentially get a discount on hall rental. Last year, the funds that we received from the banquet the funds we made ended up paying basically the hall fee only. In addition, last year's banquet, actually, we were left in the hole of $1,000 from non-payment of reservations. So we decided this year, if your reservation isn't paid, you're not gonna be allowed to attend. At the door, we will be accepting credit and debit card payments for those that sent in their reservation forms and did not submit the payment with it. We have also began emailing the save the dates out to all of our current members, and we have posted it on both of the social media Facebook pages. Anyone has any questions?
What did they charge y'all for all that time?
$2,000 after we got the 1,000.
I make a motion that we give them a 50% discount on the hall.
Got a motion by Mr. Carter that we authorize 50% discount for the chamber to use the banquet hall for their annual banquet. Second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed?
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
And just to introduce our newest board members, this is Nick Sanchez with Lone Wolf Marketing. And the person from Exxon Mobil is Randy Haddad. He's not here today, but he's also a board member. So thank y'all very much. We appreciate it.
In lieu of the fourth quarter?
No, I got a motion on the floor to go ahead and give them their allocation for the third quarter.
Second.
All right, got a motion by Mr. Alcorn, second by Mr. Nakhan. For the fourth quarter, I'm sorry, third quarter payment for the Chamber of Commerce. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Thank y'all for attending. Request authorization for president to sign certificate of binding issuance through Capital Area Finance Authority.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nakhan,
Wait, this young lady wanted to say something?
Oh, no, I just didn't know if y'all need.
I mean, I know we presented, back in September, but I just wanted, I didn't know if there was any questions.
Any questions? Go ahead.
Second.
Any questions?
Is there anything in particular you wanted to say, ma'am?
Oh, no, I mean, I just wanted to make sure there was any questions or whatever. I mean, I was happy anytime. I mean, we're already doing business with y'all. This is just a resolution.
Motion by Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of a Tacopah Landing parking permit application for Parish residents.
If you look in your packet. It'll be January 1st to June 30th, $65. From July 1st to December 31st, $30 for Parish residents. We also had a request for out of towners, so we did that price at $150.
And this is per vehicle,
Per vehicle.
correct? It's gonna be tied to the license
Sticker,
plate.
License plate, it's all in the, it's all in the right.
So where they would get this from our
From
office?
Who will collect this?
It's gonna be here,
Oh,
over here, collected here. Yeah.
This is gonna go to your rec fund?
Didn't know it's going to general, but it's gonna be an account just like that.
Good with it?
Not yet.
Any other questions?
Motion approved.
Second.
And a motion approved by Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Approve amended budgets for 2023 and proposed budgets for 2024 and recommend for publication.
2023 amended budgets. Total revenues are $20,505,580. Total expenditures, $24,273,712. A deficiency of $3,768,132, with a total source use of $204,403. Beginning fund balance, $36,951,218. Ending fund balance, $33,383,251. And with the enterprise fund adjustments, a total ending fund balance of $33,957,291. If you flip the page, the first page on your packet, we'll go to the individual funds now. And I'll be reading the 2023 projected year-end and November amendment column. General fund, total revenues, $2,395,086. Total expenditures, $2,838,201. A deficiency of $443,115. Total sources, negative $547,414. Beginning fund balance, $3,029,016. Ending fund balance, $2,038,487. 1% sales tax. Total revenues, $3,104,821. Total expenditures, $1,749,703. Total sources, $989,618. Beginning fund balance, $4,306,220. Ending fund balance, $4,671,720. Road and bridge. Total revenues, $329,637. Total expenditures, $1,320,672. Transfers in of $983,510. Beginning fund balance, $1,425,795. Ending fund balance, $1,418,270. Off-duty officer fund. Total revenues, $34,497. Total expenditures, $12,052. Transfers out, $20,000. Beginning fund balance, $7,802. Ending fund balance, $2,247. Criminal court fund. Total revenues, $207,744. Total expenditures, $309,538. Transfers in totaling $102,011. Beginning fund balance, $7,771. Ending fund balance, $7,988. Library fund. Total revenues, $1,296,972. Total expenditures, $970,091. An excess of $326,881. Beginning fund balance, $2,929,757. Ending fund balance, $3,256,638. Road lighting district number 1. Total revenues, $163,005. Total expenditures, $79,743. Beginning fund balance, $945,969. Ending fund balance, $1,029,231. Consolidated Road Lighting District, total revenues, $96,595. Total expenditures, $56,373. Beginning fund balance, $350,715. Ending fund balance, $390,937. OEP federal grants, total revenues, $1,097,197. Total expenditures, $1,446,687. Net transfers in, $415,460. Beginning fund balance, $2,455,702. Ending fund balance, $2,521,672. Office of Emergency Preparedness, total revenues, $162,857. Total expenditures, $338,251. Total net transfers is $129,278. Beginning fund balance, $58,616. Ending fund balance, $12,500. 5% sales tax, which is the road fund, total revenues, $1,421,584. Total expenditures, $423,208. Transfers out, $75,000. Beginning fund balance, $2,068,948. Ending fund balance, $2,992,324. 4% sales tax, which is the drainage fund. Total revenues, $726,270. Total expenditures, $1,233,136. Beginning fund balance, $1,649,200. Ending fund balance, $1,142,334. 911 Parish Communications District, total revenues, $232,902. Total expenditures, $253,866. Beginning fund balance, $512,608. Ending fund balance, $491,644. Consolidated Fire District, Dale River, total revenues, $296,323. Total expenditures, $295,323. Transfers out, $1,000. Beginning and ending fund balance, $194,197. Consolidated Fire District, Pencaville, total revenues, $297,929. Total expenditures, $296,929. Transfers out of $1,000. Beginning and ending fund balance, $194,200. Consolidated Fire District, Napoleonville, total revenues, $263,392. Total expenditures, the same, total expenditures, $262,392. Transfers out, $1,000. Beginning and ending fund balance, $172,779. Consolidated Fire District, Bayou Lewis, total revenues, $164,198. Total expenditures, $163,198. Transfers out of $1,000. Beginning and ending fund balance, $108,538. Council on Aging, total revenues, $1,263,927. Total expenditures, $1,292,849. Beginning fund balance, $729,234. Ending fund balance, $700,312. Consolidated Fire District, Laverdale, total revenues, $219,721. Total expenditures, $218,721. Transfers out, $1,000. Beginning and ending fund balance, $141,354. Public Buildings Fund, total revenues, $307,474. Total expenditures, $454,082. Beginning fund balance, $1,288,647. Ending fund balance, $1,142,039. Louisiana Cooperative Extension, total revenues, $292,166. Total expenditures, $478,208. Beginning fund balance, $1,052,622. Ending fund balance, $866,580. Library Board Fund, total revenues, $8,429. Total expenditures, $8,689. Beginning fund balance, $42,227. Ending fund balance, $41,967. Lower Bell River Drainage District, total revenues, $1,856. Total expenditures, $1,065. Beginning fund balance, $10,194. Ending fund balance, $10,985. Laverdale Drainage District, total revenues, $2,537. Total expenditures, $242. Beginning fund balance, $25,031. Ending fund balance, $27,326. Myray Drainage District, Total revenues, $226. Total expenditures, $11. Beginning fund balance, $11,124. Ending fund balance, $11,339. Part-time drainage district, total revenues, $493. Total expenditures, $10. Beginning fund balance, $24,468. Ending fund balance, $24,951. Laverdale subdivision gravity drainage district, total revenues, $22,344. Total expenditures, $19,101. Beginning fund balance, $35,236. Ending fund balance, $38,479. Oak Ridge subdivision drainage district, total revenues, $5,968. Total expenditures, $6,050. Beginning fund balance, $21,410. Ending fund balance, $21,328. Northwest Side LA 70 drainage district, total revenue $6,123, total expenditures $7,345, beginning fund balance $7,666, ending fund balance $6,444. Knott's Gravity Drainage District, total revenues $3,237, total expenditures $17,824, beginning fund balance $34,892, ending fund balance $20,305. LA 70 to Lee Drive Drainage District, total revenues $9,268, total expenditures $4,020, beginning fund balance $32,251, ending fund balance $37,499. Pierpont Bell River Recreation District, Veterans Park, total revenues $212,416, total expenditures $191,412, transfers out of $1,000. Beginning fund balance $355,313, ending fund balance $375,317. Assumption Gravity Drainage District, total revenues $4,734, total expenditures $3,495. Beginning fund balance $238,459, ending fund balance $239,698. Assumption Gravity Drainage District, Plottenville, total revenues $1,157, total expenditures $171. Beginning fund balance $21,958, ending fund balance $22,944. Bertrandville Recreation District, total revenues $47, total expenditures $10. Beginning fund balance $2,348, ending fund balance $2,385. Bayou Airport North Drainage District, total revenues $698, total expenditures $613. Beginning fund balance $1,963, ending fund balance $2,048. Pierpont Settlement Drainage District, total revenues $1,249, total expenditures $1,617, beginning fund balance $3,855, ending $3,487. Gomessa 2021 bonds, total revenues $431,102. Total expenditures $3,502,771. Beginning fund balance $11,081,986. Ending fund balance $7,585,163. Lower Texas Drainage District, total revenues $5,022. Total expenditures $564. Beginning fund balance $4,209. Ending $8,667. Ward 1 Recreation District, total revenues $17,769, total expenditures $23,989, beginning fund balance $28,257, ending fund balance $22,037. The opioid abatement fund, total revenues $101,339, total expenditures $3,000, beginning fund balance $0, ending $98,339. Bayou Lewis Gravity Drainage District, total revenues $73,966, total expenditures $42,810, beginning fund balance $80,562, ending fund balance $111,718. Bayou Lewis Recreation District, total revenues $235,069, total expenditures $228,645, transfers out $7,500, beginning fund balance $502,062, ending fund balance $500,986. The Pierpont Bell River Recreation Bond Sinking Fund, total revenues $84, total expenditures $99,358, transfers in of $99,358, beginning fund balance $3, ending $87. Solid Waste, which is an enterprise fund, total revenues $2,613,133, total expenditures $2,633,675, Beginning fund balance, $346,133, ending $330,027, with the enterprise adjustments, a total ending fund balance of $346,050. OEP Special Industry Fund, which is also an enterprise fund, total revenues $99,418, total expenditures $86,098. Beginning fund balance $62,903, ending $93,457, with the enterprise fund adjustments $414,977. Mosquito abatement, which is an enterprise fund, total revenues $124,309, total expenditures $230,776. Beginning fund balance $276,034, ending $143,659, with the adjustments total ending of $347,490. The consolidated sewer district, total revenues $112,822, the total expenditures $223,733, transfers in of $138,722. Beginning fund balance $3,619, ending fund balance $31,430, with the enterprise adjustment $64,096. The Pepper Bell River Recreation Bond Construction Fund, which is a project budget, has total revenues of $2,877, total expenditures $189,045, bond proceeds of $1 million, beginning and ending fund balance of $0. Community Development Fund, total revenues $3,000, total expenditures $288,849, transfers in $281,121, beginning fund balance $25,419, ending fund balance $20,691. Energy Assistance Program, total revenues $359,300, total expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance $0. Emergency Food and Shelter, total revenues $10,188, total expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance $0. Section 8 Housing, total revenues $562,838, total expenditures $558,287, beginning fund balance $41,932, ending fund balance $46,483. Community Services Block Grant, total revenues $77,552, expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance $0. CDBG mitigation LWI for the Ponchet Canal has nothing for 2023. Capital outlay repaving of Lee Drive, total revenues $668,500, total expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance $0. Capital outlay for Pottenville drainage, total revenues $29,081, total expenditures $38,775, transfers in $9,694, beginning and ending fund balance $0. Capital outlay for the Assumption pumps and drainage, total revenues $10,000, total expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance $0. The Community Action Advisory Board has no revenue, no expenditures, beginning and ending fund balance of $14. Line item appropriation for the fire hydrants has been zeroed out for 2023. The LAGAP for the front-loading trailer motor has total revenues of $9,110, total expenditures of $20,000, transfers in $10,890, beginning and ending fund balance $0. LAGAP for the community water enrichment, raw water intake has been zeroed out for 23. For the courthouse renovations has also been zeroed out for 23. Recreation Trails Program, which is for the Pepper Bell River Recreation Canoe Kayak Dams, total revenues $165,543, total expenditures $270,588, transfers in $105,045, beginning and ending fund balance of $0. Low Income Water Assistance Program, total revenues $141,356, total expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance $0. Land and Water Conservation Fund, which is a project budget, total revenues $1 million, total expenditures $1,841,500, transfers in $841,500, beginning and fund balance $0. The American Rescue Act, SLFR, project budget, total revenues $4,252,070, total expenditures $2,914,590, transfers out of $1,337,480, beginning and ending fund balance of $0. The American Rescue Act Water Sector Program, total revenues, $2,622,520, total expenditures, $3,960,000, transfers in of $1,337,480, beginning and ending fund balance 0. Line item appropriation, the repaving of Lee Drive, which is a project budget, total revenues, $1 million, total expenditures, $1 million, beginning and ending fund balance of 0.
Make a motion to approve. Any questions on the 2023 amended budget? Motion to approve is read. Motion to approve by Mr. Nakane. Second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
2024 proposed budgets. Total revenues, $26,417,717. Total expenditures, $33,438,741. Net transfers in and out is a deficit of $224,105. Beginning fund balance, $33,383,251. Ending fund balance, $26,178,514. With the enterprise fund adjustments, $26,712,162. General fund, we're going to be reading from the proposed 2024 column. Total revenues, $2,342,286. Total expenditures, $2,809,322. Net transfers in and out is a negative $612,893. Beginning fund balance $2,038,487. Ending fund balance $908,558. 1% sales tax. Total revenues $3,005,189. Total expenditures $1,749,507. Transfers out $1,003,494. Beginning fund balance $4,671,720. Ending fund balance $4,923,908. Road and Bridge. Total revenues $330,234. Total expenditures $1,317,657. Transfers in $994,400. Beginning fund balance $1,418,270. Ending fund balance $1,425,247. Off-duty officer fund. Total revenues $34,497. Total expenditures $13,062. Transfers out $22,000. Beginning fund balance $10,247. Ending $9,682. Criminal court fund. Total revenues $207,682. Total expenditures $312,658. Net transfers in $104,495. Beginning fund balance $7,988. Ending $7,506. Library fund. Total revenues $1,296,974. Total expenditures $1,006,768. Beginning fund balance $3,256,638. Ending $3,546,844. Road lighting district. Total revenues $163,005. Total expenditures $82,253. Beginning fund balance $1,029,231. Ending $1,109,983. Consolidated road lighting district. Total revenues $96,595. Total expenditures $56,383. Beginning fund balance $390,937. Ending $431,149. OEP federal grants. Total revenues $896,000. Total expenditures $1,193,006. Transfers in of $315,460. Beginning fund balance $2,521,672. Ending $2,540,126. Office of Emergency Preparedness. Total revenues $819,481. Total expenditures $1,013,369. Transfers in of $195,000. Beginning fund balance $12,500. Ending $13,612. 0.5% sales tax, which is the road fund. Total revenues $1,415,889. Total expenditures $2,594,826. Transfers out $75,000. Beginning fund balance $2,992,324. Ending $1,738,387. 0.25% sales tax drainage. Total revenues $721,754. Total expenditures $1,094,111. Beginning fund balance $1,142,334. Ending $769,977. 911 Parish Communications Fund, total revenues, $233,175, total expenditures, $291,970, beginning fund balance, $491,644, ending $432,849. Consolidated Fire District, Pepper Del River, total revenues, $296,323, total expenditures, $295,323, transfers out $1,000, beginning and ending fund balance, $194,197. Consolidated Fire District, Painterville, total revenues, $297,929, total expenditures, $296,929, transfers out $1,000, beginning and ending fund balance, $194,200. Consolidated Fire District, Napoleondale, total revenues, $263,392, total expenditures, $262,392, transfers out $1,000, beginning and ending fund balance, $172,779. Consolidated Fire District, Fire Lewis, total revenues, $164,198, total expenditures, $163,198, transfers out $1,000, beginning and ending fund balance, $108,538. Council on Aging, total revenues, $1,124,045, total expenditures, $1,152,464. Beginning fund balance, $700,312, ending fund balance, $668,893. Consolidated Fire District, Laverdale, total revenues, $219,721, total expenditures, $218,721, transfers out $1,000, beginning and ending fund balance, $141,354. Public Buildings Fund, total revenues, $317,474, total expenditures, $466,331, beginning fund balance, $1,142,039, ending $993,182. Louisiana Cooperative Extension, total revenues, $241,051, total expenditures, $275,458, beginning fund balance, $866,580, ending fund balance, $832,173. Library Board Fund, total revenues, $4,173, total expenditures, $5,292, beginning fund balance, $41,967, ending $40,848. Lower Bell River Drainage District, total revenues, $1,856, total expenditures, $1,268, beginning fund balance, $10,985, ending fund balance, $11,573. Laverdale Drainage District, total revenues, $2,537, total expenditures, $245, beginning fund balance, $27,326, ending $29,618. Myray Drainage District, total revenues, $225, total expenditures, $10, beginning fund balance, $11,339, ending $11,554. Part-time Drainage District, total revenues, $493, total expenditures, $10, beginning fund balance, $24,951, ending $25,434. Landers Subdivision Drainage District, total revenues, $22,344, total expenditures, $23,550, beginning fund balance, $38,479, ending $37,273. Oak Ridge Drainage District, total revenues, $5,968, total expenditures, $8,940, beginning fund balance, $21,328, $18,356. Northwest Side LA 70 Drainage District, total revenues, $6,123, total expenditures, $10,835, beginning fund balance, $6,444, ending $1,732. Notch Drainage District, total revenues, $3,237, total expenditures, $7,114, beginning fund balance, $20,305, ending $16,428. LA 70 to Lee Drive, total revenues, $9,268, total expenditures, $4,925, beginning fund balance, $37,499, ending $41,842. Capart Bell River Recreation District, Veterans Park, total revenues, $871,316, total expenditures, $621,759. Net sources is deficit $324,280, beginning fund balance $375,317, ending $300,594. Assumption Drainage District number 2, total revenues $4,720, total expenditures $1,480, beginning fund balance $239,698, ending $242,938. Assumption Drainage District, Pottenville, Total revenues, $1,157, total expenditures, $372. Beginning fund balance, $22,944, ending $23,729. Bertrandville Recreation District, total revenues, $47, total expenditures, $10. Beginning fund balance, $2,385, ending $2,422. Bayou Park North Drainage District, total revenues, $698, total expenditures, $815, beginning fund balance, $2,048, ending $1,931. Airport Settlement Drainage District, total revenues, $1,249, total expenditures, $2,331, beginning fund balance, $3,487, ending $2,405. Gomesa Bonds, total revenues, $331,102, total expenditures, $3,677,236, transfers out, $1,167,558, beginning fund balance, $7,585,163, ending $3,071,471. Lower Texas Drainage District, total revenues, $5,022, total expenditures, $824, beginning fund balance, $8,667, ending $12,865. Ward 1 Recreation District, total revenues, $14,469, total expenditures, $19,885, beginning fund balance, $22,037, ending $16,621. Opioid Abatement Fund, total revenues, $50,000, total expenditures, $10,000. Beginning fund balance, $98,339, ending $138,339. Bayou Lewis Drainage District, total revenues, $73,266, total expenditures, $81,375. Beginning fund balance, $111,718, ending $103,609. Bayou Lewis Recreation District, total revenues, $235,069, total expenditures, $437,020, beginning fund balance, $500,986, ending $299,035. Depoit Bell River Recreation Bond Seeking Fund, total revenues, $20, total expenditures, $99,175, transfers in, $99,175, beginning fund balance, $87, ending $107. Solid Waste Enterprise Fund, total revenues, $2,613,133, total expenditures, $2,629,557, beginning fund balance, $330,027, ending $318,039, with the enterprise adjustments, a total ending of $329,626. Special Industry Fund, total revenues, $99,858, total expenditures, $97,077, beginning fund balance, $23,457, ending $121,753, with the enterprise adjustments, total ending $417,758. Mosquito Abatement Fund, total revenues, $124,309, total expenditures, $254,685, beginning fund balance, $143,659, ending $23,724, with the enterprise fund adjustments, total ending of $217,114. I'd just like to bring one thing to your attention on this one. The total spendable money is going to be the first ending fund balance that I read. The second one is with the assets included. So that's really not spendable money. Consolidated Sewer District, total revenues, $112,822, total expenditures, $236,731, transfers in $125,000, beginning fund balance, $31,430, ending $32,531, with the enterprise adjustments, $65,187. Part Del River Recreation Bond Construction Fund, that will be the same as what I read for the amended. Community Development Fund, total revenues, $0, total expenditures, $300,453, transfers in $300,493, beginning fund balance, $20,691, ending $20,731. Energy Assistance Program, total revenues, $161,757, expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance, $0. Emergency Food and Shelter, total revenues, $10,253, expenditures is the same, beginning and ending fund balance, $0. Section 8 Housing, total revenues, $580,953, total expenditures, $579,572, beginning fund balance, $46,483, ending $47,864. Community Services Block Grant, total revenues, $75,236, total expenditures, same, beginning and ending fund balance, $0. the CDBG mitigation LWI for the Marchand Canal. Total revenues, $3,705,587. Expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance zero. Capital outlay for Lee Drive will be finished. Capital outlay for Pottenville drainage. Total revenues, $1,835,794. Total expenditures, $2,521,225. Transfers in $685,431. Beginning and ending fund balance zero. Assumption pumps and drainage. Total revenues, $467,500. Total expenditures, $634,167. Transfers in $166,667. Beginning and ending fund balance zero. Community action, revenues and expenditures zero. Beginning and ending fund balance 14. Line item appropriation for the fire hydrants. Total revenues, $276,662. Expenditures the same. Beginning and ending fund balance zero. The gap for the front loading trailer will be completed. The gap for the CWEF raw water intake will be total revenues $125,000, expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance zero. The gap for the courthouse renovations, total revenues $100,000, total expenditures the same, beginning and ending fund balance zero. Reparations trails program will be completed. The low water income assistance program will be completed. Land and water conservation is going to be the same that I read for the amended budgets. The American Rescue one, we have total revenues of $4,252,070. Total expenditures, $2,914,590. Transfers out of $1,337,480. The American Rescue Act for the water sector program will be the same as it was for the amended. Line item appropriation for Lee Drive will be the same as it was for amended.
Estimated budget for the general fund, $1 million.
Yes, sir. Which would not be enough to support another year.
No. I see that. Sheriff Kelly, the general fund. That's good. Yep. Yeah. So I'll make a motion to approve the report as read, but also we're going to have a budget meeting or a general fund meeting probably early January to see how we can tackle this general fund. At the end of next year, it'll be $0. We'll be a negative in general fund. So there'll be some types of belts, but we have to all come together to see what we can do. So motion approved as read, and we'll discuss having a meeting in early January to tackle the general fund.
Second. All right, we have a motion by Mr. Nakane to approve the 2024 budget as read and recommend for publication. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion adjourned.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Nakane. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
Members are present. Item number one, approve the end of probationary period for Ms. Chrissy Grove, accounting effective November 16, 2023. Motion by Mr. Langston, second by Mr. Conville, all in favor? Item number two, approve leave for Assistant Special Programs Director for 2 to 3 weeks. Motion by Mr. Conville. Second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor? Any nays? Item number three, approve to add American Disability Act policy to our personnel manual.
Motion myself.
Motion by Mr. Johnson,
Second my packet, I couldn't.
second by Mr. Conway. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Item number four, discuss email accounts for police jurors. Required 1 hour cyber security training.
I put this on the agenda and I asked Mr. Claymore about it, to see what the difficulty would be for, the jurors to have, a parish email address, in lieu of using our personal email, for police jury business. And my personal email keeps getting rejected by some of our customers because it's a Hotmail account. And it just is what it is. I think we need to look at each juror having their own email address for the parish. And, if your emails get subpoenaed for litigation and using your personal email, they can come through all of your personal emails. So I'm just asking that we be able to separate that and each have our own personal, own parish email address.
Make a motion.
Make a motion that we,
Make some motion.
and Justin, you want to maybe tell them what the impact of that is?
This is through office.com, it's Microsoft email, it's $5 a box per month. Yeah, it takes a couple minutes to set up. I can set it up on your phone, whatever y'all want. But you have to take the cybersecurity training, which is a new.
It's once you take it, as of now, it's a
Yeah.
one-time training, it's not an
Not like
annual
that,
training.
so just once.
I move that we get parish email addresses for each juror.
Leroy, would that be in your name or would it be like Ward 7 at Assumption?
I'm fine either way.
Because if you change up jurors, then the next.
Absolutely. But the address could be changed as well, just like whenever we change employees, so.
I think your name would have to be on that. I would think.
The way we do it now, the convention we do is first name, last name at AssumptionLA.com. His employees are Assumption OEP, but so it'd be our first name, last name.
Motion, Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Conville, all in favor? Motion pass.
Motion adjourned.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Knacken, second by Mr. Conville, all in favor? Meeting adjourned.
for the Engineering Grant Committee meeting. All members are present. First item is update on project status and funding sources by GIS engineer.
New Jersey, Jacob Lusky, GIS Engineering. Over the last 2 weeks, we've just been following the watershed projects round 2. And at this time, they still haven't announced officially which projects are moving forward. So at this time, it's really no big update. So we should hear something by next meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Next item is update from the grants coordinator.
First, I want to talk about the water sector program. I sent all of you itemized cost estimates from Infinity, and I also have a summary of what could be done with within that 3.9 budget within our scope. I guess at this point we need to decide if we're going with the alternates on the itemized cost estimates, we would likely have to seek more funding or come up with funding from somewhere to chose one of those options. So we have to figure out a way or which one we want to move forward with.
And at this time, what we need to move forward with it, is it the engineering phase of all of these projects?
Yes, they need to know exactly what they need to be in because our deadline is November 22nd.
So the 3.9 is the total budget with construction and engineering included, right? Correct?
Yes.
We just heard our 2023, 2024 amended budget. If you look back at the American Rescue Funds, we still got money in there. That was allocated to try to take care of all of our sewer problems. I know we talked about this at the last meeting. So with this 3.9 million, it's not gonna cover to mitigate all our sewer problems that we're having, which is costing us tremendous. We've been over this time and time again. We need to fix the sewer issue. They're over 20-something years old. They need to be updated. They're causing problems in the community. We're spending too much of money trying to repair them. We need to bring them up to date. We have the money allocated for it. Yes, there was a budget that was set in for the water sector, but we also had funds set aside in the American Rescue Act funds. So we need to use that money. We need to use it.
So what you're referring to, Ron, is $4 million that was allocated prior to us applying to the water sector program for sewer improvements. That was based on a $3.9 billion estimate that we received for what those improvements would be. What we're finding out now is that those improvements are far in excess of the 3.9 million. So we went after the water sector program to fund that $3.9 million estimate that we had. I agree with you that there's a problem that we have with aging sewer systems. They need to be improved. I have no problem with that at all. But included in this estimate is a new sewer system, to the tune of 2.5 million. You know, I think we're adding to our problem if we put a new system right now. All right, but what I think that we ought to look at doing right now is funding the engineering for the entire list, knowing that we cannot fund 100% of it. And at this time, we just approved the contract for Infinity to provide us the engineering for these projects, including the addition of U of Virginia. And that way those plans can be used to seek additional funding for that. We don't have to decide what projects we're gonna fund right now. What we have to decide is what projects are in our
Our
scope.
grant application is for the construction of this.
of you, Virginia, so that has to be done to get
So
the
it's
grant
in there.
money.
No, the original scope included the line from U of Virginia to go to Peterville.
Yeah, but our scope is, for, like, our funds are for construction.
I understand that, but the estimate that has come back far exceeds the original estimate we went with the water sector program for.
Yes.
They have to understand that there's gonna be some cuts in there.
But in
Because
order
the
to
estimate
get, in order
was-
to get the funding and to keep the water sector funding, you have to meet the scope of what you were awarded the points for. So if the scope gets reduced and your points get reduced, you could lose that funding.
I
So
understand
in
that, but
the
if we
plan
can't,
set that they gave us to do the alternate U of Virginia Street, the one where we purchased the property and actually build the plant near there is cheaper than if we ran it through the cane fields.
understood.
Look, we also have, we got item number 9 on here that we're gonna be discussing later on about a water line going to the camps back and forth 3. That I know the water company is not in favor of doing. I know that the police jury for Ward 5 is not in favor of doing for different reasons. That money right there can also go toward the sewage plants.
I would agree on that.
How much money?
I don't, how much money it is on that?
We were, just those numbers.
I didn't put it on the agenda. Who put that on the agenda?
I put it on the agenda, but that, I think that was a project that you put out that actually is in Ward 5.
I did. I requested the water company to give us an estimate on that project 4 years ago. And they gave us an estimate, and at that time, the estimate was 600,000.
That's 4 years ago, probably more than that now.
No, actually, they're doing a portion of that project.
They're doing,
Already.
they're doing a portion of it and they're paying for it, but they don't want to do the other part. They have no service for one camp back there. And there's gonna be a constant flushing of a line because it's getting minimum use. The water company is totally against doing the second part of that project.
And what's bad, there's a lot of other places in the
That
parish
that
that
need
needs
water.
water lines. I've got one right now that more than one resident on, they need a water line.
And we start running to camps like that, everybody alone.
I'm against doing that one. I'm against it. I'll let you know.
So what you're saying,
I think
Mr. Carter, there's gonna be some
money-
funds freed up
The
from,
money for that
The
project
funds
should
would
go
be
back
freed
to
up
sewer.
from that.
There was never any money allocated for that project.
There's no money on the books on it.
Okay, but then we have a resolution for that money to be used for sewer.
Yes, we did. We talked about it the last week.
Right, whenever we were awarded the water sector grant, that was revised to reflect the match amount for the water sector grant. Melissa can read you the allocations as they are right now.
So the only money that's allocated right now from the American Rescue Act is the water sector match grant match of $1,337,480, the broadband gumbo project of $99,000, and a hydraulic and feasibility study for Bayou Crab for $10,000.
Okay, so how many money do we have left in the American Rescue Act? Is it 2.9?
Beside those, it's at 2.8 million.
Okay, put it toward the sewer and complete all the sewer stuff. That way that you redo all the systems, start new, find the problem, make sure everybody that's hooked up to the system is currently paying, because that's not happening. We have nothing in progress right now. So when somebody move into where they got a sewer system at, they hook up to it, the parents have no idea they're there. So we're not collecting what we're supposed to be collecting. But we need to fix the problem. We also did a paid South Church plan to do a study, come back and give us answers on how many people should be paying. We haven't got those answers yet.
they said again?
Not on sewer.
It was on water, and they said they would be able to let us know who should be paying for the sewer system.
Okay, we'll have to make a decision.
So again, based off the 3.9, and there's also additional 2.9 of the
2.8.
I mean, 2.8 with the American Recovery Act money. Okay, so I don't know, will we have to enter into another contract? Since we just can go ahead and do some of the work with the 3.9 and then have to go ahead and do another contract for construction, blah, 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 with the 2.8? We can't do that? It has to be combined? So can we just roll that money over to help support the 3.9? I got a motion on the floor. I got a motion on the floor to allocate the 2.8 million of the remaining American Recovery Act to be applied to the parish-wide sewer program on the water sector, right? Water sector.
I'll counter that motion with, until,
Well, before that, I second that motion.
we'll make a counter motion until this board comes up with a reasonable amount that we could charge for sewer and stop dipping into the general fund. That the residents pay for the sewer and actually put a little money towards sewer projects. That's my counter motion.
Yeah, well, Ms. Palm, this young lady is telling you we got November the 22nd. So let's be rational here and move the parish forward and improve the sewer while we got the opportunity.
Yeah, then we can bring this up because I'm in agreement with you.
And it's supposed to be, it was supposed to have a study going on.
There will be a rate study that's going to be conducted under this grant, and if they do decide that fees need to be implemented or higher fees need to be implemented, that will have to happen, and if we do decide to go back, then we will have to pay them back. We'll
The
have to
state is gonna do a feasibility study once we submit the plans and specifications, and they will tell us whether those fees have to go up or not before they actually give us the funding. So that's gonna be something that we'll have to discuss as part of the process, the application process.
And as a parent, we need to do something to make sure that everybody that's on the sewer system is paid.
Right.
Chris, we've been talking about this for years. You've been against it for 4 years now.
I've been against what, make sure that everybody pays?
Yes, sir.
No,
You didn't want to go up.
I've been against going up until we fix the problem.
Okay, all right, we got a motion on the floor to allocate the 2.8 to the water sector grant. And we have a second.
Second.
And
We also got a counter motion on the floor.
We have a counter motion on the floor for, until we go up on the rates, or.
Correct.
Do I have a second on that one? Second on that one. All in favor of that one?
Aye.
Hold on,
Opposed?
Mara's not on
A what?
Mara's not on there.
Okay. All in favor, how many?
Mara, you did your second.
I know, I'm taking him off, I'm redoing it.
Motion.
1,
I'm in favor.
2.
You
You seconded or you?
still need a second.
You making a second, okay. All right, now we'll vote on it. All in favor?
Aye.
2. Opposed? Okay,
Prior to taking up this next vote, I'll offer a motion that we do not allocate the full 2.8 million. We only allocate sufficient enough to satisfy the alternate scope of the project that totals to 6.5 million. It's 6,508,427. Rather than allocating money that exceeds the project budget, I'd rather only allocate the amount that we need to satisfy that budget to get the engineering completed.
Then we get an answer from the state.
No, essentially, Mr. Alcorn's motion is allocate more money than what they're telling us we need.
Because we made a resolution to make sure that we can take care of all the sewer problems that we have in the parish. That's why when AR money came about, we knew we had a problem. We knew there was a need for it. So that's why when we approved the recommendation, that's what we did. So I don't have a problem with making sure we can cover everything.
Up to.
I don't have a problem with that.
So what that estimated cost came back in at, Hold
on, I got it right here.
The base scope was $7,508,435. The alternate scope was $6,508,427. the difference between the base scope and the alternate scope. In the base scope, the plan was to send the sewer from U of Virginia to an upgraded Peterbilt. In the alternate scope, it still refurbishes Peterbilt with a smaller plant, but builds a new site at U of Virginia.
Which is what the engineers are recommending.
And I would like to add that the estimated amount for the land is not in that alternate scope, but it is 14,500.
What is it, 14,500?
So add that to it.
Yeah, I think another 4,000 or 5,000 for crop damages, possibly. That's what they were.
So how much we have to take out the motorcycle pro?
I think you said you just covered it. Huh?
Well, I got the right email right here. I'm looking at 65.
30. 6,508.
Your email, I'm looking at the email that she sent. $6,508,004. $427.
Right, there is available unallocated in the water, in American Recovery Act right now is $2,805,590. And to satisfy the budget, and I'll remind you all, that does include a 10% contingency. We would have to allocate $2,548,427 to satisfy that alternate bid.
Because we need something. This is just the land. How much Megan?
Say about 5,000.
14,500 and about 5,000.
19,500.
And what's our fees for the title search?
I'm not sure what we'd have to get an estimate on that, but what we've been receiving is around about 5,000.
So we need another 5,000 for the title opinion and abstract on it.
2.6.
2.6. Right, go 2.6.
Okay. Got a motion on the floor to allocate $2.6 million of the American Recovery Act funds to the water sector program for all sewer systems. That's my motion.
Second. The motion by Ron, second by Pat, all in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Two opposed? Okay, so the motion passed to allocate 2.6. To the regular meeting, pass again. Next.
So we're gonna go with that alternate scope, correct? That's 6,508,427. Thanks. So we had a public hearing at our last meeting for the LCDBG program, and they require a letter of intent to be submitted by November.
Don't we need a motion to sign that contract?
Did you sign a contract?
Yeah.
For the increase.
Oh, yes. Yes, we would.
Motion.
Motion to sign the, President to sign the contract by Ron.
Second.
Second by Mike, all in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Two opposed. Motion passed. Okay, next.
So at the last meeting, we had a public hearing for the LCDBG programs. And it was decided that most of the community members wanted to do improvements at Grant Park. So some of the things that we had that we wanted to submit as improvements are dual restrooms or concession stand, maintenance building, covered pavilion, splash pad and fencing, covered playground equipment, prefabricated airnasium, limestone for parking area, benches, tables, and trash receptacles, utilities to buildings, concrete walking trail, bleachers, new LED digital sign, digital scoreboard, chain link fencing, electrical upgrades, grading, and earthwork. I just want to include all of this in the letter of intent and get approval for police jury president to sign it.
Moved by Patrick,
Second.
second by Leroy, all in favor? Opposed?
My next item is request to move forward with the cost analysis and cost negotiations for a highest score for engineering services to complete Ponce and Canal project. The highest score was GIS.
Motion approved. Motion to approve the engineer by Jeff, second by Mike, all in favor? Opposed?
My next item is authorization for the president to sign a contract with GIS for project construction administration, inspection services, and labor standards compliance.
So move.
Moved by three, yeah. Moved by Mike, second by Jamie, all in favor? Opposed?
The next item is also mine. Request authorization for president to sign contract with DDG for Gomesa levy improvement projects relative to the cost analysis completed for phase 1, task 1, 2, and 3 only.
Motion. Motion by Jamie. Second by Jeff, all in favor? Opposed? Is that it?
That's it.
Thank you, Mary. Next item, request approval for final quantity change order, substantial completion for Lee Drive.
Yes, I placed this item on the agenda. First thing is we finally received our final quantities. We actually didn't receive them till about 7:50 last night. So we put together the numbers. The final change order balance of quantities is a net increase of $41,539.20 and an actual decrease to the overall contract by approximately $3,400. So we had done a previous decrease, if you all recall, bringing the numbers down, and we also reduced within this change order. We reduced the striping and balancing the quantities back. The original contract was $1,834,250. The new final contract would be $1,837,8920.
When was the last time you went out on Lee Drive?
I walked it personally on Monday.
Monday.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it's ready? Think it's finished?
It's being used.
It's being used?
It's being used for its intended purpose. We have an itemized punch list, and everything we checked is sufficient. They do have some driveway tie-ins to do and 2 sections for infrared, but those are being placed on punch list.
What about the cross culverts?
Cross culverts were all checked.
Checked.
You satisfied with the elevation change through the cross culverts?
Yes, we went and infrareded them all. We thickened those layers and we wrote it again. We didn't see any more deflection. So
what's your definition of deflection then? Like what's allowable?
I'm trying to, by when we rode the surface. We
I
rode
rode
it
it also, and I don't find this acceptable whenever you pass over a dip for a road that has just been completed. So it's either gonna be a warranty claim.
I mean, I rode it Monday, and I rode it in a truck with mud tires, and I didn't feel it dip in those sections.
Something's wrong with you then. Something's wrong with you.
Well, that may be.
So
I guess I'm just asking if we have a specific tolerance that you're checking it to, that it needs to be within, because
We check the tolerances, the thicknesses of asphalt are within tolerance.
I'm not talking about thickness of asphalt. I'm talking about settlement of asphalt from the traffic that's passing on it right now. It's very noticeable every time you pass over.
you can see it.
I rode over, again, gentlemen, I rode over all of the sections that you are referring to. There was one culvert which I had placed on the punch list. And
Can you share the punches with us?
Yes, I can. When we get to substantial completion, that's part of it. The one culvert that showed deflection was actually a private culvert that was put in per Mr. Pondville's request, so
Of
that the owner could later put conduit or something to the other side. So the contractor has agreed, he's gonna go back and infrared that location, and we're going to thicken any asphalt to reduce any deflection, and
Can you
that's
give me the
fine.
address, please?
Yes, I can. There are actually 17 locations that we are checking.
thought there was one.
I can grab, no, it's 17 locations of actual aprons and so forth, and 2 of the locations are being infrared. Those 2 locations are 2517 Lee Drive and 2607 Lee Drive. I believe the 2517 Lee Drive is the one with the smaller conduit.
So we put a pipe through a road for private owners to put,
It was put under the roadway.
not for drainage, not just for somebody running
No.
a gas line or water line?
It was an additional pipe that was put while they was laying the culvert. A 2-inch pipe.
I think that work was completed for your request.
They asked, so I asked him, you agreed? He agreed.
And I have no issue with it. I'm not
Well,
taking it.
for my request.
It is for your request.
I'm not in
taking issue with
favor
it.
of the substantial completion on this road.
So initially you said that it was infrared.
We
He's
infrared.
lying, Leroy.
I'm not,
He's lying like he normally does.
I am not lying. I have inspected the road, and the road is deemed, as far as my recommendation to this board, it is substantially complete. It is being used for its intended purpose, which is the definition of substantial completion. There is an itemized punch list, which I have gone through. I have also addressed all addresses and things that were sent to me by Mr. Pondville as far as questioning of culverts and so forth. As far as I'm concerned, the project is substantially complete with an appropriate punch list. That is my recommendation. And my recommendation is first that you approve the balance of quantity change order, because it is still under the awarded budget.
Motion to approve the final quantity change order.
Okay, motion to move the quantity change order by Jeff, second by Ron, all in favor? Opposed. The other motion is would be for the substantial completion.
It's not ready. It's not ready.
I don't, by definition, yes, the road is being used right now, but these cross culverts should be included on the punch list so that it can be addressed by the engineer or the contractor.
I would ask what it is that you are looking for us to do with the cross culverts, because I have done everything that you all have requested with regards to the cross culverts. You all chose to downgrade the material that was used for those cross culverts. It was originally designed with an A2000 pipe. We were asked to put a larger culvert with a lower specification. That was done. We have now gone back on and addressed each crossing. I have 2 left, one of which is a private conduit, and the other is another one where we did feel a dip. So we are going back and addressing those. I do not feel that it is significant enough to withhold substantial completion concerning the overall project. With regards to the remaining culverts, I would simply ask for some direction from you all as to what you all are expecting to do. You all increased the size of those culverts, which thus raised the level of the tops of those culverts, not allowing for the same amount of material to be placed at that elevation. We came back and we placed additional material with infrared equipment to achieve those thicknesses. So I'm asking, and we are doing that. That's been taking place over the last month.
Anything out there?
Yes, I have
All they
some.
did was put a little dirt on the shoulder, beside the road.
Look, I have the test results submitted by the testing lab.
Where are
You
they?
have my recommendations.
Where are they?
They have been provided to you already in emails. If you would like me to provide them again, I will provide them to the whole jury as I have in the past.
Did anyone see them? No one saw them?
I will gladly send out the test results again, but
Another
my
lie.
recommendations stand.
Do you have any finite data that can be used to determine if a road has a dip or not? Or is it just your opinion of looking at it or writing on it.
We can try to shoot the elevation, but if he's within a half an inch.
A half an inch over 3 feet, 6 feet? What's there has to be some tolerance that has to be satisfied.
It's
I mean,
in the specifications.
This is nothing new. Whenever you have a new crossing and you have insufficient compaction, the vehicle's compacted for you and you end up with a dip in the road. We had a meeting with you early on in this project to make sure that we didn't have dips in the road to where you can tell where every cross culvert
And
was.
we addressed them all, and if none of you, I don't know who has written out there lately, but you're free to go ride it. And I will even point out the two that I felt, we rode every culvert multiple times on Monday.
Some of the problem I see is a lot of changes being made outside of this jury on how to do the job, adding this private piping and all this stuff. So you create a problem because the jury don't know nothing that's going on. And now it get time for them to complete this job and all this is coming forward. Most of us is new. All right. So we got a road program that we've been waiting to get started that's being held up because y'all can't get completion on this job. But when you start adding stuff in the field, as one or two people want to control the whole jury and make the decision for the whole jury, that's why you get these problems.
Good, just know the issue that I'm speaking of has nothing to do with what was changed or not.
Have you ever
I'm
rode
talking
the
about
road?
flatness of the road.
I have rode the
after it
road.
was done.
So what? The way I feel about it doesn't matter. It's between you and Joseph and the contractor.
You're a German.
That's right. But y'all made all these changes out there in the field without coming to the jury and
You
notifying the jury
you
about it.
have my recommendations, if you vote how you choose, if you want to ride the road again and make note of any dips that you feel and want us to address, we will address them for the tolerances against the plans and specs. But again, the road is being used for its intended purpose and it is substantially complete.
If anyone's
Mr.
available
Alcorn,
Friday, I'll
ask
gladly
you
buy
to-
lunch.
To assemble some of the committee from the road committee to go out there and, ride it and come to an agreement if we can accept it or not with the dips in the road.
Lunch is on me too.
Now, look, we already had a problem with this prior contractor as pertains to him doing work and not getting paid in a sufficient manner and time. He is gonna be ready to start to mobilize within hopefully the next couple of weeks to start our road program. We do not need any hiccups that's gonna delay this. So can we go ahead and grant this substantial completion prior to us taking a ride? If that's what the jury wants us to do, I'm fine with it. We can hop in the truck and we can ride. It don't matter. But we don't want to hold nothing up on this contract because we already had issues.
Well, if you find out it's not a completion, you can't okay a substantial completion.
The date of substantial completion actually starts from the date of the recordation of the document. If you all are willing to make a recommendation or approve a recommendation of substantial completion based on that ride, we can date the substantial completion, the date after the ride, and would be the date it would be recorded. So that can happen without having to come back to the jury.
We have 9 days before our next meeting. We meet on the 21st.
Okay.
I say we move it, with tables of central completion, let us.
Take that ride.
Take a ride
Take a ride and then get it all
do it at the
evaluated.
next meeting, yeah.
And then
Okay.
we come
No
back.
problem.
I mean, you ain't that many days away.
All right.
We'll do that.
Okay. So the next item would be approval of a new contract for Monterey and Lower Texas drainage design.
Yes, you all requested that I provide new contracts to replace the original contracts for the Monterey Lower Texas area in reducing the fees. I have done so. The Monterey area drainage improvements, I reduced that fee significantly. The fee is now $68,000 on a total cost of the project is $1,098,000. And then your Lower Texas project is a fee of $30,000 on a total cost of $360,000. So I'm presenting those back to you all for approval.
When did we receive those contracts?
They were delivered this evening. If you wish to table them for looking at them, that's fine.
I mean, Friday, we had a conversation. You told me you were gonna get them to me Friday evening to review before the meeting. But I don't see how we can approve this tonight. We just received the
table
contract.
this one, table.
We're waiting game for them.
Okay, request approval to accept lowest responsible and responsive bid for the Ag Center Arena roof repair and authorize President and Secretary to sign all necessary documents.
Yes, we received bids on Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. The low bid was Coleman Roofing and Construction of Gonzales with a bid of $195,767.93. They are the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, and we are recommending approval.
Joseph, on that roof, I know it's the right side of the roof is getting changed. What about the left side where you see blue?
I was instructed to change the one side that had the current leaks and address the flashing on the front left corner.
Or back corner, the right side, on the left side.
Yeah, there's a
What are you
long,
saying?
yeah, there's a long section there where they have, where the flashing's damaged.
No, that's on the front, I'm talking about the back corner. Front corner, but flashing back. This is in the middle of the roof.
I'll go back and look at it. I was given a
Also,
scope, I
I
was
don't
given
like
a
the
scope
idea
by
of
the Public
one-
Works
I
Department.
don't like the idea of one continuous sheet.
Why?
That roof is 2 sheets now.
That's precisely the reason I'm recommending one continuous sheet. That's proven to be a better system.
I make a motion to reject all bids
long
and
is this
re-scope it out.
Well, both of these, the bids are within budget. If you reject bids for this reason and they are within specification, you would have to document why you're rejecting those bids.
I just don't see a 70-foot sheet being put up,
It's done all the time. You have one currently on your,
and that
Main
sheet's a
building.
lot now, where it's not 24 inches wide.
these sheets aren't 24 inches wide,
How wide are
16.
No.
16, they're continuous sheets and it's proven industry standard that
they?
is a
Y'all do that
better
in the first time, right?
design. That
You
is
do it
a
the first
better
time?
design.
It's 2 seams.
This is a newer technology. They roll them on site.
And it's still the cost of picking them up. You just can't handle that by hand.
And I gave you a budget. We gave you a budget of just over $200,000 and he's bidding it at $195,767.93. So I don't see the
And then the change orders coming. I don't agree with them.
Well, that is your right. Again, you're rejecting a bid that is meeting specification by a licensed contractor and is within budget.
Within
That's
the
my
budget,
thoughts.
so we have money allocated to this project already?
That's insurance.
Insurance from the hurricane. Mike Calabro, you got some rationale on that?
You need just cause in order to reject bids, which based upon Mr. Diaz's question, I believe we have just cause to reject
You made
if
that
that's what,
motion?
if that's
Yeah.
on the basis.
Second. I second that motion. to
What is
reject.
the just cause? So that I
Substantial
notify
change
the
by the
company.
public entity on the scope. Substantial change by the public entity on the scope.
After the fact of the bid?
My legal decision has been made.
Understood.
Okay, a motion is made by Mike to reject the bid, a second by Jamie, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next item is request approval to accept lowest responsible and responsive bid for the Ag Center concession stand roof replacement and authorize the President and Secretary to sign all necessary documents.
Big question on that.
Yes, sir.
Is that the whole roof getting changed on it?
That is
whole
the
deck?
entire roof, including, we're taking all the framing down to the block and replacing it with steel framing, decking, ice and water shield, and a standing seam metal roof. The budget that we presented to the jury was $70,000. This bid is
There's
$63,450.
no way possible that you could do that for $63,000.
That's what they bid, and I contacted them. They are a licensed contractor, and they stand by their bid.
But correct me if I'm wrong, that roof is just bad where that footment's at, right? That right side of that roof.
I was under the understanding when we looked at it, that the entire roof needs to be changed because of the structure underneath has significant water and termite damage.
On the right side.
The
On
whole structure,
the foot vent side.
the whole structure,
The building laid up.
the whole structure needs to be changed.
We did a treatment, but it hadn't been treated.
So this includes the roof, the
This
roof
includes-
framing,
This is everything.
ceiling, electrical.
Ceiling, electrical. I also have in there that he has to tarp the interiors and protect it. It's an itemized bid. They are well licensed. They're currently installing roofs for LSU. You have my recommendations. You can move forward with however you want.
I don't see how they just comes out of town.
I don't see how they can do it for
Look at the difference here, 103,000.
169, 163. I mean, that's 100 some thousand.
106,000.
It doesn't matter, gentlemen, you are making a design change. You know, that is your reason for rejecting. You're not
This
rejecting
money is
based on
coming out
price.
of
Is the insurance also?
excellent health.
Excellent.
This is excellent, correct?
Right?
Say it again?
This
Where
is
is this
the
being funded?
concession stand is ag center money, right?
Yes, that's coming from the ag book.
I'll make a motion to approve the low bidder.
Motion by Jeff to approve the low bidder,
Second.
second by Ron, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
There's not gonna be no change orders on this, right, Joseph?
Motion passes. Next item is tabled. Discuss the parish engineer, that item is tabled.
That's gonna be pushed back.
Next item is discuss funding for the water line on
Discussed that
Highway
already. You can
403. So there's no discussion on that. Next item is update on HMPG funds.
You know, when we last talked about HM Hazard Mitigation Grant Program funds, when we last talked, we have $4.4 million and it was decided to do some of the GIS things that they had identified. You know, we're looking at using Go Mesa funds, and there was some discussion about that for the matching funds. I'm not sure where we stand in that aspect. We have competitive grant money. We cannot commit that we cannot push forward a competitive grant money until we do something like $4.4 million.
The Mesa funds cannot be used as a match on this program because it's federal money against federal money. We have received confirmation from the state office on that. So you would have to come up with another source for the match.
I mean, once we do make that decision and push forward, I'll be more than happy to do whatever needed to be done to get that done, completed.
I understand what you're saying there, but I know that there was some additional discussions specific to HMPG through Congressman Graves.
The state office that handles HMDP came back and told us that it is, their legal department said it is not allowed.
All right, well, can you forward that correspondence to me? Because I wasn't included on that. The last one that I had is that it was under advisement.
I thought you weren't, but I think I have it, but I'll get with Melissa tomorrow and make sure you get it. That's not a problem.
But the other thing for that is there was a request from Fairport Bell River Recreation District to use some of these funds to match their sand bagging pavilion that they're building.
They're building, but so, but they went forward for some form of a grant to have that constructed. I'm not sure what funds they're using for that.
I'm not sure either. I was just sent a request to ask the jury to consider 90,000 of the HMPG funds to match their the grant that they received. Now, whether it can be used to match that grant,
I'm not sure we can because that is not in the hazard mitigation plan per se. I'll double check it tomorrow when I get in the office and see if it is. Sure we
Let's
can.
check into
I'm not
it.
sure, but I do know that they submitted a budget to me for that project and they already have a match in budget that was in.
Let's deal with the next piece.
Okay,
No
all right. Enough on that item. Next item is update on courthouse renovation project. The what? Nothing?
Nothing on the staircase?
All right, the next item is update on tax ball landing project. We need to go into executive session on that. Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Leroy, all in favor? Opposed?
Motion to go back into regular session by Jeff, second by Leroy, all in favor? Opposed? Need a motion to accept the third-party engineer's review of the Attacker Park.
That's a motion.
Motion by Mike, second by Leroy, all in favor? Opposed? And also authorize the legal attorneys to meet. Motion by Mike. Second by Jeff, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, let's see where we are here. The next item is
I'm
update
sorry,
on.
before you move on, let's just clarify that motion for item 2 is to also authorize our legal counsel to share the third-party report with the contractor and engineer.
Correct.
All right, the next item is update on Jolimar Street drainage project. Update on Gerald Street levy project.
Though it is in the permit process and making its way forward. I haven't received anything back within the last, since the last update.
Update on ring levies in Fairport and Bell River.
Ring levies, I was contacted by the Army Corps of Engineers yesterday. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, DNR did not notify them that DNR had issued the permit on the ring levies. The Army Corps is now requesting that we take a look at the footprint of the levees for possible mitigation. The calculation that they came up with was 0.46 acres. They indicated if we could get this down to 0.1 acres or lower, they would dispense with any mitigation requirement. If you all wish to leave the project as is and move forward with the 0.46 acres of mitigation, ballpark estimate would be about $50,000 because they use a 1 point. You could get up to a 2 multiplier, which would put you at purchasing basically an acre. And we ran numbers that would be about 50,000. I am looking at the plans to see if there are ways that we could reduce the footprint. Some of those ways would be to do away with the actual ring levies on some of them and just put a closable gate. That would be on the dry ones. And then the other aspect would be to narrow the levees to some degree, because we did make them wide enough to transfer across. One suggestion that the Corps came back with was possibly sheet piling around the culverts for the required area. That would reduce the footprint, and then that would bring you below the 0.1 acres. At this time, right now, like I said, they just contacted us within the last day or so. So we're looking at possible ways to reduce that. I'm also going to ask that DNR possibly intervene on your behalf, as they deemed their environmental section deemed no impacts because we were falling within the DOTD right of way. I've also, I'm going to be contacting DOTD to get in touch with the Corps to reassure them or put whatever information they need in their hands to show that we are within the footprint of the servitude, as well as we are minimizing any impacts. I did request that the engineer who is reviewing this come down here and actually physically see the sites for himself. And that way we could flag off the area and he can physically see what is being impacted and what is not. But that's all I have to report at this time.
Okay.
What about the cost of the engineer?
Yes.
That you were given a cost figure, well, you weren't at the last meeting. I apologize.
pass that around? Brother Jerome, you agreed to do the engineering on this particular project. Total of 12,000 rounds.
That was prior to the scope being changed to a $2.1 million.
When was the scope changed?
The scope changed is when we discussed the $12,000 fee, it was going to be to relocate the pump platforms, and we were gonna use the same pump platforms in different locations. After meeting with you, going over the plans and changes that you requested, the actual estimate of that project is now in excess of $2 million, and the design cannot be done.
When did it change? The update, estimated date?
Okay, the next item we go to is update on Lee Drive project.
We started talking about this.
Update on Lee Drive project.
I've provided you all with our recommendations for Lee Drive project. There's nothing further than that update.
Update on Shell Beach boat landing.
Shell Beach boat landing, I received information back from DNR that the application was complete and they are moving it to public notice.
I have an update for Shell Beach as well. We received a letter of commitment from CPRA committing $150,000 in funds to go toward the purchase of the launch and rehabilitation of Shell Beach boat launch. Our match is $166,667. So we still need the $16,667. And
What do you need? 16.
$16,667.
Yeah, and they say that's not final though, it may drop lower than that as we go by, right?
That's what the match is short, 16,000?
Yeah. Yeah, really good.
Not bad. We gave you 20.
Right.
Oh, you should have it.
We got it.
Well, if you have 20, then we have enough.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
want us to
yeah.
move forward with
Yeah.
signing
You
the
got yours
CA.
away?
Oh, I know we got it.
Huh?
We would need a new resolution as well, authorizing the president to sign any and all documents associated with the capital outlay, Shell Beach, full launch CEA. Now that we have decided upon a match. Now we have a commitment of a match.
I can't make a motion, so you'll have to.
Okay, we need a motion for the president to sign the documents.
So move.
Moved by Jeff, second by Patrick, all in favor? Opposed?
I want to thank all of you all for helping me out on this. Nice.
Megan, did you send all the CEAs in? Is that the last one?
Yeah,
That's the last one.
All right, thank you, Meg.
Megan, do we need to fund the title opinion and appraisal for this property before you submit the CEA?
I don't think before, no.
No, none of that can take place until we receive the CA back from the state.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we
So we're
have
gonna
time.
need some
Okay.
extra money for that.
Motion adjourned.
I got, before we adjourn, I'd like to go back to number 8, please, Mr. Chair.
Which one?
Number 8.
Discuss the parish engineer?
Yes, sir. I'd like to put a motion on the table to give the engineer 30-day written notice to terminate his contract.
A motion by Jamie.
30-day notice.
30-day notice. Have a second on that motion? Motion fails for a second. Because of no second.
Motion adjourned.
Motion to adjourn by Jeff. Second by Leroy, all in favor? Opposed? We adjourn.
The public hearing that's noted on the agenda is postponed until further notice. We now get started with our 6 o'clock regular meeting. Let the record reflect all jurors are present. God, who teaches us by sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we may ever find joy in his guidance. Amen. Recite the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
approval of minutes of October 25th, 23.
Moved
Motion by-
second by Johnson.
By Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Johnson. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment, we now accept public comment for any item on the agenda.
Hello. My name is Warren Gonzalez. I live at 266 Highway 1012 in Napoleonville, North Texas. Since you're on the subject of substantial completion, why can't y'all sign the documents and consider the boat launch, Attack-a-Port boat launch as substantially completed?
Want our attorney to answer that?
You still have the same ramp. The same ramp that was there before, it was usable before. And there's no reason why you can't use it now. And I know you got legal problems and all of that, but by having considered as substantial completed, I'm under the impression that all your legal stuff can still go on. It doesn't stop that. And it can be used for can anybody tell me that you cannot use it for the use that it was intended for?
Until we get advised by our attorneys and we can open that boat launch. You know it's under legal advice right now, so we're not gonna open until they advise us that. You come in every meeting talking about the boat launch and when we're gonna open it, you're under litigation.
Y'all started in September September the 13th. Y'all had a legal attorney. Then y'all got another, y'all decided to hire an outside engineer. That's back in September. It was actually September the 13th. Here's the minutes of the meeting right here. And the attorney was going to talk to the other attorney. Now we got another engineer making a proposal. Now, according to the law, that's 382241. Yeah, I know you got all these attorneys and all that, but I understand you have 2 signatures. All you need is 1 more. And I'd like to know why we didn't get the 3rd signature. Can you tell me why you didn't want to sign?
What third signature are you referring to, sir?
For the substantial completion.
It was not a substantial completion document they were requesting that I sign.
Okay, so why can't you get a doc with?
I have given this jury my recommendations in writing. There are paths within their contract to accept and take over that launch. They are following the advice of their legal.
Mr. Warren, we're getting very close, sir. I promise you that.
Y'all said that way back in
Other than me telling you it's opening, I understand you're not gonna be happy, but believe me, we're getting very close and we truly
you talked
appreciate.
about a substantial completion for a road that had
Right.
for other stuff, but that's more hazardous than this boat launch would be.
All I can say, sir, is we understand your frustration. We are also frustrated and we're doing our best and we appreciate your continued patience.
So I guess it's gonna take another engineer and another lawyer.
We're getting close, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Because there's no reason why you can't have substantial completion now. Because
Didn't you tell me last week that you don't even use that boat launch?
no, I never told you that.
You told me that. You told me you use some boat launch in a canal.
No,
And then you go to
I said
buy.
I can't use the boat launch in the canal because the canal is got all kind of stumps. Right now the water's real low, and I never said I did. I've never said I never use the boat launch because I do use it often. And the Himalaya Canal is whole nother issue. It needs to be dredged, and there's logs in there that need to be cleaned out because I know there's opposition to it because I've heard somebody say they weren't gonna just take care of a few little and I'm gonna use the word bitch ass people that use 20 to 30 horsepower motors to launch their boat. Because I got a 200 and I wouldn't put my motor in there. And the guy usually sits right there and said it.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
And you're wasting all this money on Himalaya, on the tackle paw. And I've been hearing the same thing about Himalaya Canal, about, oh, we don't have the money and all this stuff.
Himalaya Canal is not on the agenda.
Himalaya Canal got a boat launch, but they got about 2 foot of water.
That's not on the
Thank you, Mr.
agenda.
Gonzalez.
That's not on the agenda.
No, it's not, but you
Not
brought it
supposed to be
up.
talking about it.
You're the one that brought it up.
I didn't bring up the Himalaya. I told you, you told me.
All right.
Hit your gavel, man, hit your gavel.
Your time has expired,
Hit
Mr.
the gavel,
Gonzalez.
hit it.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Any other public comment?
I'm on the agenda for the.
No, you have your own item.
All right.
All right, last call for public comment. Drainage Committee report.
Yes, sir. Drainage Committee meeting was held this afternoon at 4 o'clock. All members were present beside Mr. Mathern. We approved the overage of $50 at 186 by Tranquil. We tabled item number 2 and reapproved the appointment for Michael Landry and Kevin Terrio to the Northwest Side LA 78 Gravity Drainage District number 9 for 5-year terms. I present this in form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Ponville.
Second.
Second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Finance Committee report. Finance Committee met at 4:05. All were present except for Mr. Johnson and Mr. Mathern. We approved to pay list of bills submitted through November 3rd of 23. We heard from the Chamber of Commerce to hear their 3rd quarter review and made a motion to approve their 3rd quarter payment. We also made a motion to approve a 50% reduced rental rate for the Chamber of Commerce for the use of the banquet hall for their annual annual banquet. We approved authorization for the president to sign a certificate of bond insurance through Capital Area Finance Authority. We approved the Attakapaw Landing parking permit application form and the cost amounts for the paying. And just for the benefit of the public, that form for in-parish residents would be $65 for January to December. If it's purchased after July, it would be $30 for the remaining of the year. And there's an option for out-of-town residents to purchase an annual at a cost of $150. And that cost would be assigned to one vehicle, non-transferable. Item 5, we approved the budgets. We approved the amended budgets for 2023, and we heard the proposed budgets for 2024 and approved that they be published.
Motion to accept your report.
Motion by Mr. Nakane to accept the report. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Personnel Committee report, Chairman Diaz.
Personnel Committee met at 4:55. All members were present. Item number 1, we approved to end the probationary period for Chrissy Brew, accountant effective November 16, 2023. Item 2, we approved leave for the Assistant Special Program Director for 2 to 3 weeks. We approved to add the American Disabilities Act policy to our personnel manual. And we also approved the email accounts for the jurors, which will require a one hour cybersecurity training. I present this in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Diaz. Second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering Grants Committee report, Chairman Kumo.
Yes, the Engineering Grant Committee met this afternoon. All members were present. We was given an update on the status of the funding of GIS engineering. Was given an update from the grants coordinator. And we approved, we discussed the project to submit the fiscal year 2024 LCDBG make a different program. And we authorized the president to sign the letter of intent. We approved to move forward with the cost analysis, cost negotiations from high score for engineering services to complete the Constant Canal project RFQ, and that was GIS engineering. We approve the president to sign a contract with GIS for project construction administration, inspection services, and labor standards compliance. We approve the president to sign a contract with DDG and the Go Mesa Levy Improvement Project relative to the cost analysis completed by phase 1, task 1, 2, and 3 only. We approve the final change order for Lee Drive. The
Mr. Irving,
Yeah,
I want to add one comment about the discussion with, the water sector program. Since we decided on an alternate scope, I will have to contact the state and make sure that the purchase plan and use plan is considered a scope change or not. I just wanted to, that on the record.
Okay. We approve to accept the lowest responsive and responsible bid. Huh?
You on number 5, Mr.
On number 5. Boy, you're messing me up.
You said it was number 4.
yeah, that's.
Which one?
Number 5, we didn't approve, we took it under advisement.
We took number 5 under advisement, okay. Number 6, we didn't do anything on it, failed. Number 7, we approved to accept the lowest responsive and responsive bid for Ag Center concession stand roof replacement and authorize president secretary to sign all necessary documents. Number 8 was tabled. Number 9 was tabled. We discussed the HMPG funds. We was given an update on the courthouse renovation project. The Attakapaw Landing project, we approved to accept the third-party engineer's review. And then we authorize the legal attorneys to meet and with the AD, and the AD share the report. We're given an update on Jolimar Street drainage, an update on Gerald Street, update on the ring levees, Pierre Park and Bell River, an update on Lee Drive, an update on Shell Beach Landing, and we approved to authorize the president to sign the documents. That's all in the form of a
Okay,
motion.
before you do a motion, Joe, the one Joel Morse drainage project. What we need to do to finish that contract out?
I believe we have an agreement based on the design. The question was how they wanted to handle the construction admin, so.
Okay, so we've been talking about this for a while. So on the construction admin, what do we need?
Because I understood it was awarded to another firm.
We're waiting on a revised contract for that project. That's what we're waiting for Jolimar right now.
Yeah, but now you're saying that we.
So you are on that, are you just requesting that? I'm telling you that we are okay with the fees as they were stated. I can simply remove the future things where it says to be determined because you've allocated money now for the construction admin to another firm, as I understand.
Right, but the existing terms of the contract, there are 4 parts to the phase. We have 100% of the amount right now is noted as preliminary plans. We need the contract amended to be what it actually is, to where that is the total funds. That's the same for the other projects too. We're waiting on those contracts. Are you planning on providing them to us?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't hold your breath. Should have got rid of.
All right, Mr.
You got a motion?
Excuse me, gentlemen, on item, I believe it was 6. I believe the motion was to reject all bids. Am I mistaken in that? Based on grounds of a design change by the owner?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll report.
Have a motion by Mr. Como.
Second.
Second by Mr. Naki, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 10, discuss Biddy basketball program. Mr. Philip Allen.
Good evening, jurors. My name is Philip Allen. I live at 107 Gazaffi Lane, Melrose, Louisiana. As a resident and Console Ward 1 Rec Board member, I'm here to discuss some concern. I have about our bitty basketball program league. I've been dealing with recreation and youth sports for 35 years. And I've never been left in the blind like this program. Who's supposed to be in charge of this program? The bitty basketball program.
Just let him go, hear him out.
No, Maxie, who's in charge?
Speak, you got the floor, speak.
I'm speaking to you.
I got the president right there.
Have the president come up.
Right there, and also have the.
Because I acknowledged with the president about, I acknowledged with him about a board meeting.
You can handle it.
Yes.
Good afternoon, board. Kenneth DePatie, I'm president for the Ward 1 Rec Board.
Okay. Who is in charge? Okay, you're in charge of the whole board.
Yes,
correct. Okay, so who's in charge of the finance and collecting from the recreational concession?
Recreation concession, there is a lockbox. The concession money is placed in the lockbox, along with another box with the tickets. Those are brought
to who?
To Ms. Kim. The money is brought.
So was they in charge of the money? Was there? You never was there to count the money.
I didn't need to be there, Mr.
Will's not in charge of the money. He's not on the board.
He is an employee of the parish.
He's of the parish.
He's an employee of the
Okay,
parish.
at y'all agenda, what was said? Who handled the money?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What's your point?
My point is that.
What's your point?
My point is that I was told that Ms. Kim Torres told me that you and Will wasn't supposed to touch the money.
That's not so.
It's not.
That's so. He's an employee. He's also bonded. He's also bonded as well. I'm considered as an employee. I'm bonded as well. So I don't see how Ms. Kim Torres would tell you that.
Why would the board? Why was the board not bonded? So we are dummy board. That's what you call it, telling me?
You want to call yourself a dummy?
That's what it looked. That's how it looked to me, because the money, like I said, you know, I'm gonna leave it alone.
What's your point?
You got my point. Okay, you got my point. Because what are we in the red? Why? We're not in the red. We was given $30,000, which the rest of the board didn't know. But you had me signing time sheet for what? Why you came to my house then?
Because you're on the board, you can sign their timesheets. But you didn't have to sign it. You could have signed it, but you didn't have to sign it.
But why?
Matter of fact, you ain't gonna sign it after the night.
Oh, no, I
so you can hang it up.
But yeah,
you done.
What you want to do, because
what
you done
Don't come here politicizing something that we're doing something unethical, inappropriate, and mismanaging funds, taxpayers' dollars, and towards that program.
Okay.
So if you would have been here early, the Ward 1 Rec District has $22,000 in the account. No, you can listen to me. The Ward 1 Rec District has $22,000. We also had from April of 2023, we have a budget. We have an expense budget. We had $42,000. We had expenses of $22,000. Therefore, the bitty basketball budget is $19,000 going into 2024 season. So therefore, why are you in the community stating that the bitty basketball league is in a $5,000 bond? So he just went over everything now, sir. So I don't know why you're doing this politically, because you're on the other team, but you can stay there if you want.
This don't have nothing to do with no political. This dealing with those kids.
We are, and we done the right, we had a successful program. We done everything by the book. We have bean counters up here. Melissa and them does all the checks and balances, and if there was anything out of pocket, it would have been done. So I don't know what Kim gave him. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. You're welcome to get them. It's public record. Why you didn't get it from Kim?
I've been at you, but you would have to go through this. And I've been.
Ask the president, but you don't have to worry about it no more. You're done.
We have meetings gonna get closer to, mini basketball starting, registration's just starting.
But guess what? I never was invited to none of
Can I
them.
answer the question?
Yeah.
We're just starting to have the meetings, because when there's nothing going on, there's no need to meet. Now mini basketball is starting, we're gonna start meeting again. There are a couple of members that have not shown interest, we're gonna have to replace those members. But yeah, we're starting back. I mean.
So we had a successful year last.
I consider any year that you have kids that play
That you got a
basketball,
lot of, that you got a.
can I speak? I hate being cut off. I'm trying to be respectful to you, and I just ask that you be respectful to me.
I know you're a lawyer. Yeah.
But we have any year that you have that many kids playing mini basketball, not on the streets, doing God knows what. You're right, I'm an attorney, I prosecute. Majority,
That's your job.
let me finish. The majority of the violent crimes in this district, 22 years old and below. So anything we can do to get those kids off the street.
You think
That's
I'm
a success.
You think I'm not with that?
No.
I've been in it for 35 years.
You asked me if it was a success.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, yes, it is because of that.
Because if I don't coach, you have a success. I'm gonna leave it like that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna leave it like that because I'm tired of sitting here arguing with these guys. But y'all got all the records. Y'all can go over. I'm tired of dealing with these guys, man. And here, for one thing right here, this is what I need you to do. Look at this. What company is Red? Excuse me? Red Boots.
I assume it's a company that went through for the.
Red sticks?
No, Red Boots.
No red boots, it's red sticks. Red sticks.
Red Sticks.
Red Boot Inc. does not sound familiar.
Okay, thank you, sir. Y'all need this?
What is it? What is it?
Right? Part of the invoice.
It's not an invoice, it's actually a
Hold on.
printout from
Hold on.
the parish. It's just a
Hold on.
account.
I got invoices. I got invoices here.
Submit invoices too? Yeah, we submit invoices. Yes,
I
we
have
do.
invoices here. Not signed by not either board member.
POs and everything. Everything is sent from him.
Some of them not signed. Some of them not signed. You want to look at them? Some of them not signed by the board. You heard me? Nobody's signature on it. What Patrick do with it? He's on the board?
What Patrick Dugan got to do with it?
Huh?
Patrick Dugan got to do with it?
Oh, okay. Y'all just look at this. Okay.
I'll take it now. If you
Yeah,
want.
take it out.
I can't walk.
No, yeah, I'll bring it.
Look at it? Yes. I finished.
All right, thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thank you, members of the jury. Again, if this comes up again, you need to hear, I will be here. For any questions you guys may have.
Next item, request approval for gaming permit for St. Joseph the Worker Church. Motion by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Discuss fire hydrants. Mr. Diaz.
I put this back on, what's the status?
Fire hydrants are purchased, they're in the jury's possession.
So what do we do with the fire hydrant?
As funding
The fire
becomes
hydrant.
available, they can be installed.
I haven't heard nothing yet. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I know you and I talked about trying to see if we can get it in the next session. But I hadn't had a chance to get
It was
with
never
Senator
closed
Parish.
out in capital outlay.
It's closed out because it was over, but I think you had a conversation with Brown. Matter of fact, I'm meeting Ed tomorrow and I will adjust that.
Right, so,
Yeah.
so you were gonna speak to Senator Price
I'm gonna
about
see him tomorrow.
seeing if we could take the hydrants that we have and transfer that asset to the water plant so that they can use those hydrants.
And whether that will fulfill our commitment.
Right, and if that would fulfill our commitment of the capital outlay project, or if we would default on our commitment and have repercussions from that. And just to remind you, whenever you went to speak to him the last time, he had a death in the family, I believe.
Yeah, it's a
So, so if we can follow back up with him.
Yeah, I'm meeting him tomorrow.
And, I did speak to Representative Brown, but he asked that we defer to the Senate side, because of the appropriation side of the capital outlay project.
And basically, that's just some type of letter just saying we can allocate those fire hydrants to the water plant, which will hopefully.
Without any repercussions on the
without any,
grant side.
okay.
If you need him or his staff to contact me about it, I'm perfectly fine with talking to him about it. Let's see if we can get an answer for our next regular meeting. Item 13, discuss Christmas party.
Put it back on there because I think the employees enjoyed it last year.
You got a date?
December 9th.
At the Civic Center, same place.
What day that's on, Mike?
It was a Saturday.
You moving to a Saturday now? You got the vendors, you got
No,
the caterers?
we just started discussing it.
Hey, since you brought it up, you take it over now.
No,
You
that's
got
it.
it. No, I don't even, I got too much about.
I think y'all should work together on it.
All right.
I make a motion that we, do this Christmas party.
Whatever you want, bro.
It doesn't matter. I'd like to do it the first weekend.
Yeah, because a lot of our employees start taking their vacations.
Y'all want Friday or Saturday? Talk to us.
To be honest with you, there's a couple of employees that won't be able to make it to Saturday.
Friday would
Okay,
be fine.
well, let's do the Friday on the 8th.
Friday night?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the
8th,
eighth.
That's all right. We hope we have an interference there. We had a motion by Mr. Carter to have the Christmas party on December 8th, second by Mr. Pine, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Any other business? Motion adjourned by Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Johnson. Meeting adjourned.